So in today's video, I wanted to talk about my personal top 5 must-haves before we hit the road. They are half because of practicality, but also half because I'm just transitioning into this life and I want to make sure that my boyfriend and I are comfortable, essentially, and that we don't get shocked and scarred by a really dramatic transition from all the amenities of home to only boondocking and being able to shower at the gym. So, probably first and foremost important one, I would say, is our Nature's Head composting toilet. We got this because we are planning on only boondocking when we hit the road. Once in a while we may stop at an RV park or a campground along the way, but for the most part we're planning on really cutting down our parking costs and only camping for free. So once we hit the West Coast and the desert area, I know that's going to be easier because the BLM land is a lot more frequent in those areas. But the compost toilet is going to give us the amenity of being able to use the bathroom in our own home and not constantly having to go find a dump station, which, as I have it, are fairly difficult to find unless you pay for a night in a campground or pay the $5 fee or what have you to use the dump station. So, although expensive, the Nature's Head composting toilet was one of the top 5 most expensive and useful purchases that we've made so far for the RV. I'd say the second would be our solar system, which was also one of the most expensive investments for our RV. And I had to search and scour the internet and podcasts and different sources to find out a straight answer. So basically, you don't need as much as you think you do, and all of the ways that the internet says to find how much wattage you need are kind of bull. Like, who is going to go out on a weekend and monitor all of the power they use and then buy a huge solar system according to that? Basically, we're going to buy a solar system and limit ourselves to the amount of energy we have and just conserve and live according to that. So I got us a 300 watt system, so 3 100 watt solar panels from Windy Nation, a 1500 watt converter, and then I'm doing 3 100 amp hour deep cycle batteries. So you have to have, pretty much it goes, you have to have equal amounts amp hours in your batteries as you do watts in your panels. So 300 watts, 300 amp hours, and that should pretty much cover everything, including our TV, charging our phones, and our tablets, whatever else we may need. And our third thing is similar and related, but it's our generator. So since we are mostly boondocking, and if we get caught in a cloudy day, we still need to work, we still need to charge our phones for emergencies, we still need to have some, light and stuff like that, which to me is a major comfort factor. Like, I don't think I could go full lanterns campfire. Like, I need a little bit of that home comfort, including a TV sometimes. So, in case of a cloudy day, we also got a 1500 watt generator, or 1800? I don't remember. I think its starting power is 1500 and its running wattage is like 1300 or something. So we can really do a lot on our generator, and we just got the WEN, the WEN generic one. We were maybe going to go with like a Honda or something name brand because they come with a warranty and but it's almost twice the price. And I read the reviews and they said that the customer service for our generator that we got was really good and it lasts a really long time. So we figured you know, if our $400 generator lasts 3 to 4 years, that's the same, it's like pretty much buying itself. So, was that number 3? Oh yeah. So I'd say number 4 on our comfort list is I am accustomed to having internet at all times, and that's just something I've always had growing up as a young person in a city, and I think I would be kind of weirded out. It might be good for me and maybe I'll do it someday, but I think I would be kind of weirded out and a little bit uncomfortable if I didn't have internet. So what we decided to do, because this is kind of a point of contention for a lot of RVers, we decided to get a unlimited data plan on my tablet and then on both of our phones. So Al has his phone, which he can do as much calling, texting, Wi-Fiing, whatever as he needs. I have my phone, and then my tablet we share to watch Netflix, Hulu, whatever, and we've actually been doing that for the last 6 months in our Sticks and Bricks home, and it's worked just as well as having a large TV, even though it's like, you know, 1/8 of the size of our old TV or whatever. It still works. So that's what we're gonna do to have internet, is just use our cell phone plan. And in order to make sure that that can be a thing, I got the WeBoost RV, oh gosh, I have to look up the name. I'll post a picture of it, this model. Because it's the one that you can use when you're driving. So not only can you use it when you're stationary and still get work done, but it also works when you're driving. And for those of you out there who don't know what the WeBoost does, it just boosts your cellular signal. So by like 30 times. So say you were driving through the Badlands and you had 1 bar of service, the WeBoost, when it's on, even when you're driving, can boost you up to 4G or LTE, and you can still get work done when you're on the road. So that was something else that I really needed to invest in. And these are pretty much the top most expensive items that we needed to buy, but the top 5 most important to us, essentially. So, and then number 5, which is least important, but something still that I felt like we needed, it's the Buddy heater. The Mr. Buddy heater. So it's the 2nd largest size. It can heat up to like 300 BTUs, and it just uses a little bit of propane to heat. And onboard furnaces, especially in a rig as old as ours, which is a 1986, use a lot of propane and aren't incredibly efficient. So we wanted to invest in something that would work a little bit better and wouldn't cost us as much. So yeah, those are kind of the top 5 things that we decided we really needed before we hit the road to make our transition easier and more comfortable. So if you have any questions or comments, or you think something I said is totally not necessary and your list is completely different, post it in the comments and let us know. We are hitting the road as of today in 69 days, so it's coming up pretty quick, and if you don't want to miss our renovation or adventure, go ahead and give us a subscribe and follow us on Instagram at the Rubber Tramps RV. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a good weekend or whatever. Bye.